Four downs is now as we get rolling on. The Vols were popping pads on a Wednesday. Let's talk about it right now. Four downs brought to you by Zen Sports.
Four downs. Four questions. Four answers. The Dave Hooker Show.
Four
downs. A presentation of offthehooksports.com.
We'll talk the latest on Cooper Mays, still sidelined. Tennessee's standout center. Jalen Wright, why he may be my elevator pick, and what in the world does that mean? Josh Heupel doesn't know if Joe Milton's even thrown an interception. What? You got to have an idea. And it's brought to you by Zen Sports, the new sports book in Tennessee, revolutionizing the way you earn sports betting rewards. That means no more deposit bonuses that turn into deposit nightmares. On Zen Sports, what you see is what you get. And with our cash rewards program, you get a lot of cash. For a welcome bonus, earn an unlimited 5% cash back on your betting volume for your first 15 days when you sign up with the promo code HOOKED. That's HOOKED. Unlimited 5% cash back. Keep betting, keep earning with up to 3% cash back on your betting volume every month. After that, refer friends to earn a percentage of their betting volume as cash rewards too. Zen Sports is bringing the cash back to Tennessee. So if you bet big on sports, you want to be betting on Zen Sports. Zen Sports betting just got better. I was on the app yesterday. You can do futures and stuff. It's super cool. So let's go ahead and get to first down, and we will go to Cooper Mays to provide that for us. First, what should people do?
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
And he means it. Hit the down, Coop.
Coop here. First down.
First down, the latest on Cooper Mays. He was not a participant in Wednesday's scrimmage. I know that you know that we have a relationship with him at Off the Hook Sports. I'm not going to try to share any injury news and be out of sync with the university out of respect for him and their injury policy. And that's where I stand on that. But I do think that it's pretty obvious that Josh Heupel yesterday opened up the door that this could be an extended absence, because he talked about you have to go into the season with this sort of mindset of next man up. So here's what we saw yesterday, and that was primarily Ollie Lane in for center, and that opened the door for transfer Andre Keurig at left guard. But I don't think it's the end of the world if Cooper can't play until the Florida game. I've said that repeatedly, and I think that Josh Heupel maybe opened the door for that just a little bit. What are your thoughts?
I think there's a little bit of panic that needs to go on. And I thought about this last week because I think it's pretty clear they're going to hold him out the first 2 weeks of the season. And they may be able to have him back by Florida. You know more about the injury than I do, and we don't want to go fully into details with that. But Dave, center is not really like wide receiver or defensive line or anything like that. There's kind of a rhythm you have to get in, right, with your quarterback. And Tennessee does have a new quarterback this year that's not Hendon Hooker last year. I know Cooper May snapped for him in the Orange Bowl and against Vanderbilt last year. But it's kind of like the whole NFL thing, do you want the first round bye or not? Because if you get the first round bye, you may lose your rhythm the role you've been on. I feel like a center quarterback exchange, that's a big part of that. Like there's more a feel for the cadence than anything else with those two. So it's not just plugging a lineman into block at that point. And I don't know if you want to throw him out there for the Florida game in the Swamp.
Okay, so scale of 1 to 10, let's kind of nail down where we both stand. How concerned do you think Tennessee fans should be?
I'm 7.
7? Okay. I was going to say 5, so we're not that far apart. So maybe it's a little semantics. I don't think you want him out until the week of Florida. Maybe he plays a half against Austin Peay. Maybe that would be ideal. I think that's
what you have to do. Yeah. Play him a half against Austin Peay because you got to get him and Milton into rhythm a little bit before again, the first time you do this is in the Swamp where, look, I know John Adams doesn't believe Florida's going to beat Utah. I see where he believes that. But if they do beat Utah, we know the Swamp's going to be really, really, really loud. And that's a night game, if I'm not mistaken. And you talked about how Tennessee doesn't like night games because they practice in the morning. So True. The Swamp at night's already brutal. If Florida's undefeated, it's going to be brutal. And it being at night is going to be brutal for Tennessee.
No, absolutely. What down is it, Coop?
Cooper Mays here. Second down.
Who's your elevator pick based off what Josh Heupel said yesterday? I'm going to give you mine based off what I'm hearing. An elevator pick is the guy who is quickly rising, will go from maybe very good to great, will go from nobody to somebody. You take it. Who makes the biggest ascension the quickest this season? Who's ready to go at a different level than they were last year?
I feel like ready to go at a different. I know where you're going, so I'm trying to mix it up because I'm kind of leaning the same way. But if I were going to go somewhere, I would have gone somebody who's not there last year. But I'm going to lean Danico Slaughter. We've talked a little bit about him, and I saw some touting in the secondary yesterday, and there were stories about the defense making a lot of plays in the middle of the scrimmage and towards the end. And so I'm going to go to Nico Slaughter. I think that's a guy that if any secondary, the signs are there that somebody's standing out in the secondary. And if a secondary player is going to make a leap, Slaughter is going to be the guy.
I like it. I'm going to go Jalen Wright, who had a great year last year. I just think he's going to have a better year. I think he's in better shape. I think he's going to get even more carries. I think he's being more of a leader. I got the sense from Josh Heupel talking yesterday that they like the off the field stuff too. And I think that turns out to be more and more carries. And I think they're a little frustrated probably that Jabari Small put on the extra 15 pounds of muscle last year and still got banged up. So I wouldn't be surprised if Jalen Wright gets even more. So I'm going to say that he takes another step up from good to very, very good. Now, I could definitely throw Squirrel White out there. Jimmy Hom said Aaron Beasley yesterday. There's a lot of guys that are in the running for that, but I would take him. As a matter of fact, now that we hash it out, maybe there will be a column on that later on offthehooksports.com. I would say there would.
Are you like dialing back your Dylan Sampson hype because you're believing more in Jalen Wright?
Oh, no. Not at all. I'm not dialing it back. I just, all these names started coming to my head, and I think it's a good idea for a column. So I thought I would assemble them. I'm not dialing back Dylan Sampson at all. What down, Coop?
Tennessee center Cooper Mays here. Third down.
I just think he's going to be more of a third down type of back, the big play guy, but the
I see what you did there. On third down, you said he's going to be a third down type of back.
Do what I can. Josh Heupel isn't sure that Joe Milton has thrown a pick or not. That's what he said yesterday. Do you believe that?
No, I don't believe that. Do you believe that?
He has no idea. He watches the offense all the time. He doesn't believe it. No, I don't believe it either.
All SEC center Cooper Mays here. Fourth down.
That was a quick third down. We converted in high tempo. Josh Heupel, just tired of talking about Milton's accuracy. I got that sense yesterday. I also got the sense from Milton at SEC Media Days. And I don't blame him. We have a column up about this on offthehooksports.com. Listen, I do believe part of the accuracy issues is it's year one in the offense. Go back to 2021. Joe Milton and his receivers weren't on the same page. I think some of those crazy errant throws were probably bad reads by either him or the receivers. So, Caleb, I don't blame them for being sick of talking about Joe Milton's accuracy, but get ready because when they have the next scrimmage, there's going to be another round of questions. And then if he has a day where he's not particularly accurate, he's going to be asked about that again. But so was Hendon Hooker, and that was addressed. If I had to bet a mortgage payment on it, I would say that it will be addressed with Milton, and he will be a much more accurate passer. But let's get back to the topic at hand. Did you sense from listening to Josh Heupel that he's really tired of talking about Milton's accuracy?
I get that he's tired of talking about it, and you're right. Milton, I felt I didn't get the sense Milton was tired of talking about it. I feel like Milton's been on a defending it train a little bit more, trying to explain to people why it wasn't the issue people think. I think Josh Heupel, look, I'm just going to say this. I'm going to read into it. Again, I criticized him last week. I'm going to criticize him again. I think Josh Heupel doesn't like talking about it because it just rehashes how could he have made the decision to start Milton over Hendon Hooker 2 years ago after what we all saw on the field. And I get the practice versus the in-game player. I just don't believe it. And no one's asked. See, if I were in Knoxville right now, I would ask him that. I would just straight up ask him, did you start Milton because you signed him and you wanted him to be the guy? Because I don't believe that I don't believe there's any other reason that he started Milton over Hendon Hooker 2 years ago. And I think that's why he started getting asked about it, because it brings back how inaccurate Milton at least looked on the field 2 seasons ago. And that brings back the whole Heupel decision to start Milton. And Josh Heupel does not like, I can tell you this right now, he doesn't like anything about his decision-making being questioned. He will not say it was his fault that he got fired at Oklahoma in 2014. He believes he did nothing wrong there.
No. Well, and I don't have a problem with that, having that sort of cockiness in what he has to do. I mean, there's a lot of pressure. You better have a lot of self-esteem and self-confidence, stand on that sideline and make play calls. I think it was more along the lines of a 1A, 1B heading into 2021. And I think that he went with the guy that he liked. I don't think it was quite as thought out as this is my guy, I've got to go with him. But you could be right. Obviously,
I think this was Jeff Fisher sticking with Kerry Collins. You know, like that reference?
No.
Sorry, I cannot stand. I'm a Titans fan, and I cannot stand Jeff Fisher.